First impression, 7 out of 10. After some good break-in time, 8.5.
I'm happier than a squash on Halloween.
Hi there, hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. Today we're finally going to talk about a shoe that needs no further introduction, the Nike GT Cut 2. So the GT Cut 2 retails for $170 US. They are on the pricier end of Nike's basketball shoes. And the first GT Cut was so good of a performer that it's almost impossible to surpass it in terms of both quality and popularity. But like I did with the Curry 10 video, I'll try to focus on how these stand among other hoop shoes out there, instead of doing a comparison every step of the way, because a lot of us don't have the first version and simply can't get a pair anymore with those ridiculous resale prices. Well, the first version almost single-handedly saved Nike basketball shoes. How does the second version perform itself? Let's get right into it. Just like the other shoes from the Nike Greater Than series, these come with a GT Cut logo on top of the box lid. They are a low-top shoe. The upper materials are very thin and breathable. And looking towards the back of the shoe, they have this spring-like design on the heel. For some reason, it reminds me of the base of bumper cars. It feels firm in hand, and there is a plastic clip below it to help secure your feet. The midsole has a good thickness to it on the outside, and it is a drop-in midsole made of Nike React. If you flip it over, you can see that they added another air unit at the back. Honestly, the React insole didn't feel as soft as I was expecting, especially compared to either the original GT Cut or other Nike shoes that feature React, like the PG6, for example. Looking at the outsole, it's what they call the smear traction, and the top herringbone pattern kind of looks like the upcoming Kyrie 8 traction pattern to me. Very thick grooves actually, and the bottom pattern is made up of these small arrows in different directions. My first impression was that the rubber feels sticky in hand. Also, when I first took them out of the box, the shoes came with a very gluey exterior. However, it's actually not a squeaky shoe. We'll get into the traction performance very soon. I like the formation of the eyelets. The shape works well with the lacing system. And in terms of weight, they are about average. For size 10.5, they are at 420 grams. To give you a reference, that is basically the same weight as the KD15 and slightly heavier than the PG6. As to how the GT Cut 2 performs on the court, the cushioning setup is one that you just can't really go wrong with. Zoom Strobo plus Nike React in the drop-in midsole. Together, they make this shoe very bouncy and responsive. Decent comfort underneath your feet, I would say. However, if you much prefer a low-to-the-ground core feel, the GT Cut 2 is not it, because these actually have an elevated feeling. Almost to a point where when I stand on my forefoot, it was a little shaky and I was struggling to find the right balance at the beginning. The traction works well. To be honest, at first, they didn't perform as good as I expected, given how sticky the rubber felt in hand. But with more playing time, the performance was getting better. In the indoor gym, you should be able to get to a hard stop with no problems. Dust pickup is not an issue, easy to wipe off. I actually think the outsole is fine for outdoor use too. But for me, I usually don't use shoes at this price range outdoors, at least not right away. With the fit, the GT Cut 2 fits snug and is on the narrower end, but still a true to size fit. So if you don't like having almost no room at all, go up a half size, especially if your feet are wider than average. The fit is also where the biggest problem with this shoe might come from. I remember on the Jordan 36, some people reported having a problem where their pinky toes were hurting. Given the materials and the shape of the edge on the GT Cut 2, I am a little bit concerned for those of you who had that problem. Before they broke in, the side of my feet would feel sort of squeezed and tight, but not too bad, like it wasn't hurting or anything. Stability and support, I say it gets a pass, but in general, do give this shoe some time to break in. I think you'll like them much more than when you first put them on. Overall, the GT Cut 2 by itself has solid performance. If you're looking for a low-top shoe that has a nice bounce and good cushioning setup, these will work. Just keep in mind that the fit is not so friendly for wide footers, and this is not so much of a low-to-the-ground type of shoe that Nike claims it to be, and they will take some time to break in. But will I consider them a great performer? Oh yeah, of course. But let me know your thoughts on the GT Cut 2 down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Dad, are they coming to take us away too?
No, son, we're fine.
How about on Thanksgiving? You know what? Just enjoy the month.